Hello, good morning. I'm Adela from Pretoria in South Africa, and I just want to welcome you back to my channel, the YarnCreations Podcast, that is all about my knitting and crochet and nothing else. Today is the 19th of March, and it is still quite hot here in South Africa in Pretoria. So the windows are open, so if there's any noise, there's a lot of noise in the street always, please excuse that. It's either closing the windows and putting on the aircon again, or just having some fresh air coming in. And it's supposed to be autumn air, but we're not yet there yet. This is episode 15, and as I said, welcome to, if you are new, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome to you as well. Thank you very much for all the comments and for everyone that has subscribed. I've got 194 subscribers, which makes me very excited. I know it's not the thousands that all the well-known podcasters have, but every new subscriber makes me happy. And I know that those that subscribe are here because they are interested in what I have to show, so that is what I'm going to do right away. I actually don't have a lot of finished objects. I do knit and crochet a lot still, but it seems that I've got quite a few works in progress, so and not many finished objects. I've only got my one boomerang scarf. I call it a scarf because it's not very big, and that I can show you. I just want to see, this is the right side. Show you from this side. It starts at this point, and then it just increases and decreases. And as I showed in one of my previous episodes, it is two yarns I had left from my Fibreart shawl, which was a brioche shawl, and the one was a one-of-a-kind button with a long color change, and the other one was from Wishbone yarns, the lighter color, and I just alternated the two. I started with a small piece of yarn in a lighter green here at the very beginning, and then I changed to the leftover button from one-of-a-kind yarns. That's a wrong side now. This is the right side again. And then I wanted to finish the button, most of it. So when I thought it was big enough, I stopped with the lighter color from Wishbone yarns, and I just did a few rows only with a button, and I did an I-cord bind off. I've created an album under photos on my page, Yarn Creations, for boomerang scarves, and there in the description of the album I gave the recipe for how I knit my boomerang scarves. It's very easy. It's you can start with as many stitches as you want, 5 or 6 stitches. I find it easier to start with, say, about 5 or 6 stitches, and then you knit 1 stitch and you do a slip knit, and then you knit till you have 2 stitches left, and then you do a yarn over knit, and then on the second row, the wrong side row, you do a knit, and you knit the yarn overs through the back loop. So it's knit through the back loop, knit through the back loop, and then you just knit till the end of the row, and you only repeat those 2 rows. So it's I always, as I said before, I think I will always have a boomerang scarf on the needles because it's easy and mindless. What I like about this, doing it this way, is it's got nice, there's no pulling at any of the sides. This is the other side, and I actually like very much how the two, when you alternate the 2 yarns, how the side looks. So I actually wanted to do the I-cord bind off I thought if I would end with alternating both yarns till the end, I would have alternated the 2 yarns in the I-cord bind off as well, but that's how I ended it now. The way I wear it, it's just very easy and simple. I just throw this wide point, I throw this around my neck like this, and then I just take the other side and I bring it around, and this is how I wear it. In South Africa we don't really have that much cold days, as I said a lot of times before, so a scarf-like shawl is much more wearable, I think, in our climate. I don't really see the point of having this enormous amount of fabric in front of you. To me, it will be uncomfortable. I don't think I will ever wear a scarf or a shawl that way, a big shawl that way. But the scarf size is just enough fabric here that it's not too bulky, and it keeps you warm where you want to be warm. So that is the boomerang scarves. I think there's many other ways that you can wear it as well, but that is my preferred way of wearing it. It is this one is made in a merino fingering merino singles. So it's actually very small and comfortable and light around your neck. So that is the only finished object I have today. So my works in progress, there's a few. The first one I want to show you is one that I showed you last time as well. I've put it aside for a while, but I have worked on it quite a lot since I showed you last time, and that is the Tunisian crochet Scrappy patchwork blanket that I've started. I think it was, I only had a few blocks the previous time I showed you. I've added quite a few blocks. I'm still enjoying this very much. I'm doing it out of my merino sock weight, little mini leftovers that I've got. I've got quite a few of them. Some of them I dyed up myself, as I showed you before, and then I've got other leftovers, mostly from one-of-a-kind yarns as well. And this one's I've got quite a lot left still, but I like the color and I like how it looks in the Tunisian. That is this square here. So I'm just using them randomly, and I use an ordinary crochet hook. I use a 4mm crochet hook. You are supposed apparently to use a bigger hook, but for me this is fine. It does curl a little bit, but this is only steamed with my iron a little bit, and it's quite flat. there's not a lot of curling. Only the ones that I haven't really steamed a lot is curling a little bit, but I think a single crochet border will take care of the rest of the curling, and I'm still going to soak it and wet block the blankie when it's finished, so I don't think that will be a problem. I like the dense, almost woven effect of the Tunisian crochet. And I also like the back. The back is also quite neat. I find it quite neat. And I'm just joining the join as you go, the squares. What I like about Tunisian is you never have to turn your blanket after each row. The blanket stays this way, and you just work that way and this way, that way and this way, putting up the stitches and then crocheting them off the hook. So you don't, it's not like in knitting or ordinary crochet that you have to turn the whole, when it gets big, that can be quite uncomfortable to turn the whole blanket around after each row. And the way I join my square when I've crocheted all the stitches onto the hook. I do a slip stitch through the back loop of the last stitch. If I can show you these two loops from the last stitch. So I just put my hook through the back loop, and then I pick up a pull bump at the back as well to make it more secure so that it doesn't make a hole. And then I slip stitch through those two strands, and then I just crochet back again. And that is how I slip stitch to the side where I'm joining the square I'm busy with. I hope that doesn't sound too that I'm making myself clear, that doesn't sound too unclear to you. If I can explain it that way, or if you I think there is some tutorials on YouTube where you can also see how people join as they go. I'm not sure exactly how they do it. I think some of them slip stitch through both those loops, but I find that slip stitching through the back loop and a pull bump at the back makes it look exactly like, it doesn't even look like you have, it looks like you just continued crocheting with the one color and then the other color. That's the Scrappy Tunisian patchwork blanket I'm working on, but I've put that aside for a while because I've started the remember in the previous episode I told you about where I learned to do the Tunisian is from Beatrix Designs. She started a YouTube channel where she adding tutorials all the time, all regarding Tunisian crochet. So that is where I learned and picked up a lot of tips from her. And she's got a Tunisian patchwork blanket Tunisian along at the moment. I don't have a picture of the finished blanket. This is just the schematic that I printed out, and it's full of marks as according to how I am adding the squares, because I'm not using the colors and the yarn that that they are using in the Tunisian along. I'm just using mostly Miss Lamotte sock weight yarn once again, and that I've got in my stash, and that was already wound into yarn cakes, so I am just using them. I think that they that it comes out quite nicely. The slightly speckled, variegated, looks very nice in the Tunisian crochet. So this is, you make 2 panels like this, and then we are going to join them together. So we are not there yet. We are still, I think she released part 5 for those who want to know exactly what colors to use. I just printed out this schematic, and I'm just doing my own color sequence as I can fit them all in together. So sorry, there I dropped my Tunisian hook. This is my first panel up to part 4. So you and in the inner pattern, she describes how you can attach all your different yarns and then just change from the one color to the other color. So you are having them all the stitches on your hook at one given time for one panel, and then you just change your yarns when you come to the next square. But I'm just doing my the join as you go, so I'm crocheting each square separately and just join as you go, in the same way that I've tried to describe you for the other blankie. That's why I practiced on that one. And this is, I'm still busy with the second panel. I'm a little bit behind. This is where I am with the second panel. I've still got quite a lot of work to do on this one, but I'm in no hurry. I'm enjoying it, and I'm just doing it at my own pace because, as I said previously, I've got quite a few works in progress, and there is a new work in progress that got in the way of me doing my Tunisian blanket. For this, I just want to pick it up. I dropped my hook. I'm just using one of these ordinary old-fashioned long Tunisian hooks that I received in one, I think about 2 years ago, in one of the Simply Crochet magazines. This was included in the magazine. This is also, once again, the 4mm that I'm using, and yes, I'm enjoying it a lot, and I'm working on this a little bit at the moment, but I want to show you the project I'm busy with that interfered with my Tunisian blanket. And that is something that I've been thinking about a lot the last couple of weeks, and I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I really wanted to start it, and I thought that if I keep on postponing it, I will just start other projects before that. So I can just as well just start it so that I can get it out of my mind. And that is the Ninilchik Swancho by Caitlin Hunter. And I am finished with the color work. That went quite fast for me because I just couldn't stop knitting on it. Now this is what I've got so far. I quite like the colors that I've chosen. It's all Baah Fibreart 3-ply double knit, and this is how it looks. This is my main color that I'm using. It's not that dark. It comes out quite dark. The skeins are a little bit different from each other. It's a very nice base to work with. It's a 3-ply twisted So it's a double knit weight. So I've still got now the body to knit and the sleeves. And the colors I used, my main color is in mineral. That's my main color. It's mineral. And then the other three colors is the light brown. That light brown color is summer pecan, summer pecan. And the Venetian crystal is this blue teal color, that one. And then this is a very pretty color, this dark brown berry color is called Maraschino Mocha. Maraschino Mocha. So you can see from the name that it's a combination about a mocha color and a cherry color. That's actually a very accurate description, I think, of what the color is or what it looks like. So this is the project that I can't stop knitting, and this swancho is for my sister-in-law. I really wanted to knit it for her. She will wear it a lot and she will definitely enjoy wearing it. She's very knit worthy, so I don't mind knitting for her, and I enjoy the process, and I can always knit myself one when I feel like it, but I've got other stuff that I want to knit for myself. So I thought I'll start for the winter with this swancho for her, and then I know that is done and she can wear it. As I said before, I don't really catch my floats, only when it's from, let me say, from 6 stitches. I will still just float it when it's 5 stitches. That's fine for me. But I think from about 6 or 7 stitches, I will catch my float once. And I think it looks quite okay. I see that when I knit color work, I tend to knit a little bit, my tension is a little bit looser. I think it's because of all the warnings of knitting your color work too tight. So I don't really go up a needle size when I do my color work. If you feel that your color work is too tight, it's better to go up a needle size just for the color work, and then you go back to the knitting needle that fits the gauge that you want. So I'm knitting the larger size. There's only 2 sizes. I'm knitting the larger size, but I think my gauge is a little bit smaller, and I'm not going to add the last, it's about the last 90 stitches for the body. I'm not going to add that, otherwise it will be just too big. So that, I think that's all that I can say about my swancho. I'm really enjoying knitting this, and I enjoy the yarn, the whole combination. Oh yes, and the needles I'm using is the tulips. This is all on just on the cables, because so that I can show you when it's all open up, because when I knit I put it on a much smaller cable. It's much easier to knit in the round when your stitches is on a smaller cable. When it's on too long a cable, you have to stop every now and again and shift your stitches, so that slows you down quite a lot. Not that I'm a fast knitter, and I don't really mind knitting not too fast. It's really slowing you down quite a lot if you have your work, a big project, on circular needles on a too long a cable. So I will put it on the smaller cable. I will just take out the extenders again. I think it's on about 100mm cable at the moment, and I'm using my tulip bamboo needles that are knitting this very nicely and smoothly. Unfortunately, some of the indigo color from the teal color give um, did change the color of my needles, but I don't really mind. I'm not that worried about a little bit of color coming out. That's all part of hand-dyed yarns. When I soak it, I've never really had a problem. I just don't soak something that I've knitted that I know that I've got any color with indigo powder in it. I don't soak it for too long, and I've never had any problems with colors flowing into each other. So touch wood, I hope that will never happen. So that is the swancho. That is, I'm working on that most of the time at the moment. Let me see what else I can quickly show you. I've got another boomerang scarf on my needles once again, the same recipe. I'm just using, I've got these small nurturing fibers colors still left from the cowl I knitted. So I just want to knit them up and use them all up, and they are always a good sample for my workshops. I still do workshops, but not as often as I did last year. I've still got one in Johannesburg at the Yarn Tree in April, and then maybe I'll have one more or two more later on in the year. I don't want to do that as often as I did last year. So this is, I'm using two strands of the Nurturing Fibers single spun lace held together, and I'm just melting in the color. So I've got one color that I've got a full skein of. This is Shipwrecked, and I'm carrying this one throughout the whole scarf, and then I'm just adding the little these little ones. I started with the ones that I've got the least of left, and now I've only got two colors left. I might run out before the Shipwrecked is finished, so I will see what I will do now. I know that at the Yarn Tree where I'm giving the workshops, they've got some of these small ones left over, so I will probably try and get one from them just to finish it. So I started here again with 5 or 6 stitches, and then I'm doing the same increases and decreases as I've explained before, and this time I'm adding some eyelets. I started with the eyelets, as you can see, about here. It will open up a little bit when I block the scarf. You can see there's the eyelets, and I'm adding them after every 5 rows. I think maybe you will see it better from the right. I'm not sure what is the right side now. No, I think this is the right side. It's actually reversible. Now they look the same at both sides. So when I'm adding a new color, I'm melting it in. I'm alternating the old color with the new color held together with the Shipwrecked. So you can see the eyelets. They are added, as I said, every 5 or 6 rows. And I'm also using the tulip bamboo needles. I quite like them. They are very smooth and light in your hands. They knit very smoothly. So I'm busy alternating these two. So I'm using this one with a shipwreck and then this one with a shipwreck. So this one will be finished, and then I will have this two left, and then I will add this one that I will alternate again, this one with this one, until I see that it is big enough for me to wear like the one I showed you before. Just I think the eyelets also gives it a nice look, and it keeps you a little bit more occupied than just knitting garter stitch. So this is again a boomerang scarf, and when this one is finished I will probably start another boomerang scarf with scraps again. I think I will always have a boomerang scarf on my needles for my scraps or leftover yarns that I don't know what I want to, that I've got no other use for. And then there's only one other thing. That is one of the projects that was behind at the back last time. The one project didn't work out, so that was that's not going to happen. I have to find something else I can do with that yarn. But the one I think is working out quite well, and that is the Vertices Unite. Okay, so I had an interruption. I'm quickly back, and I want to show you the Vertices Unite that I showed you the picture of. The pattern is by Stephen West, and this is what I have so far. It's all done in different sections as you've seen on the picture, and I am busy with this section 3 here. So I'm using yarns that I also hand dyed myself together with the other minis that I told you last episode about, that I did 2 years ago at a workshop where Carly from Nurturing Fibers taught us to dye yarn. I didn't pursue that direction, but I still enjoyed the process of seeing what it's all about. So this was the yarns that I hand dyed, these two and this one as well, and I really wanted to make something pretty with that. But I'm also adding the section I'm busy with now, this grey section at the bottom. I'm doing with, it's also called shipwreck. It's the same colorway from Nurturing Fibers, but in the sock weight base this time. So it's the same base as the ones that I've dyed. So that is my last work in progress that I can show you, and I'm making the smaller size because I just want to see how it works out first, and then next time maybe if I do it in a thinner yarn like fingering, I will do the larger size. There's 2 sizes, so it's quite nice to see how you can add in this section, and then you join it to the existing 2. So this was the first section, this was the second section, and this is the third section that I'm busy with. So that is the Vertices Unite that I also enjoy very much knitting on. I think that's all that I have to show you this time. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are new and you like what you've seen, please subscribe and hit the little notification bell, then you will know when I do another one, because I don't do it that regularly. Sometimes in 2 weeks time, sometimes in a month's time. so that will help you to get a notification when I've done a new episode. So enjoy your day and enjoy your knitting and your crochet or whatever crafting you are busy with. Goodbye.